Hi there, teachers. Imagine starting your day with students who are excited, engaged, and ready to learn. Sounds like a dream, right? It doesn't have to be. This can be your reality. Welcome back to my channel. I'm April, a teacher of over 15 years, here to help you on your journey to becoming a more successful and thriving educator. This is my channel where I share tips and tricks to make your classroom environment fun and engaging. Today, we're going to dive into 10 activities that will boost engagement and energize your students during morning meetings. If you haven't seen the other morning meeting videos, go back and check those out as well. If you are already adept at morning meetings, then stay tuned and check out the video for more fresh ideas. These activities are fun, simple, and perfect for all of your students. So grab your favorite beverage, maybe even a notebook and a pen, and let's get started. Morning meetings are a fantastic way to build community in your classroom. It sets the tone for a very productive and positive day. But we also want to make sure we keep things exciting. So it's important to have a variety of activities up your sleeve. I don't have sleeves, but that's okay. Let's dive into 10 engaging activities that will get your students moving, thinking, and of course, having fun. First up, we have the classic Simon Says. Simon Says is a hit with kids, no matter the age. You can have your students up moving and listening carefully. You can even throw in some twist with Simon Says. Say, Simon says, spell a word with your body and have students get together. Simon says, act out a math problem. It's a fantastic way to combine that physical activity with learning and fun. Of course, during morning meetings, we can have fun while also learning. So another activity you could do is a math challenge. You could make a set of flashcards that have your students practice problems that are appropriate for their level. During the meeting, hold up a card and have the students solve it. Or you can even have a team activity where students have to work together to find an answer. It's a great way to practice those math skills in a fun and collaborative way. Another activity you can do is called Pass the Ball. So I actually shared some activities that you could use a ball for within the other morning meeting videos, so you can go check those out. But this specific activity is a little bit different than what I've shared. So you can use this as a simple but very effective way to get your students talking. So you toss the ball around the circle, and whenever somebody catches it, then they have to answer a question or share something about themselves. Not only are you having fun by playing, but you're also building that community and getting to know one another. You can even make the questions related to something you're studying, or just use it as a way to get to know each other better. No matter what, you can mix it up and try out some different activities. Another game that I love to play with my students involves a large six-sided die. So I don't have it here with me in my home, but at school I do have a huge set of dice. I also have just regular versions, but when I found these giant versions years ago, I just knew I had to have them. You can find inflatable versions on Amazon. Either way, I do have some links down in the description below for you to check out. So the game itself is you just roll the die, and then you can have it where you already have something written on the die, or you could have it maybe on chart paper or on a morning message slide with, depending on the number that's rolled, maybe that's something that the students have to share. So for example, let's say that you have to tell a fun fact or act out a favorite animal. When they roll, it comes up, then that's what they do. It's a fun, just random way to encourage creativity and happiness in the classroom. Make sure you hit that like button if you're loving these ideas so far. Another great activity is called Word of the Day. Choose a word that's relevant to what you're studying, or something that's maybe new and interesting that you want your students to learn. Write it on the board, discuss its meaning, and have students use it in a sentence throughout the day. It's a wonderful way to expand vocabulary and integrate those new words into conversations, but then it also creates that connection back to the morning of, what? This was the word that we really focused on during our morning meeting. Let's keep it going throughout the day. Now, I love things that involve music. So for a musical twist, you could play musical chairs, but with a little bit of a difference here. So instead of eliminating a student each round, you could have them share something about themselves or answer a question or a prompt when the music stops. It keeps everybody involved in the game and turns something that's very competitive into more collaborative and inclusive activity. Another great activity you could do with a ball is hot potato. So having the students pass the ball, just like the original version of hot potato when I was growing up. Once that timer starts counting down, you have to have it out of your hands because it's hot. You don't want to hold it. And when you go over the rules, you can't just keep holding it in your hands. You got to get rid of it as fast as you can. I also love to play music during this time. And then as soon as I stop the music, whoever's holding it is considered out and they just have to sit down in the circle. Another game that is always a hit is Pictionary. Who doesn't love a good game of guessing and drawing? So choose words or concepts related to something maybe you're studying or just in general, something that the students will know, and have the students draw it out while others are trying to guess. It's a great way to reinforce that learning, but again, also having fun, or you could just make it fun in general. Another game that I like to play is another one with a little bit of a twist. I call it rock, paper, scissors with a twist. So what happens is each student stands across from each other and they do their rock, paper, scissors. Whoever is eliminated or beaten has to go behind the other person and start chanting their name. So then it eliminates that whole process of, oh, I'm out, so I'll just go sit down. They're encouraging and rooting. And then those two students find another person and they do the same thing. And whoever loses that, everybody goes behind that person. So it's almost like you're making a train of rock, paper, scissors till you get to the final two. And then whoever is the winner, everybody cheers and chants that person's name. They love it, they get so excited, and it's a lot of fun. A final activity idea for you is something called quick debates. So you can pose a question of which is better, ice cream or cake, and have the students debate which one, but in a respectful way. It really helps with those critical thinking skills, gets you to get to know your students even more, but then shares their opinions and their thoughts as well. Let's talk about how to keep these activities during your morning meeting fresh and engaging. Yes, there are going to be favorites of yours and favorites of your students, and you can play those as much as you want to, but we also want to keep it mixed up a little bit because we don't always want to do the same things over and over and over. So I'm going to give you some tips for how to make sure your morning meeting stays fresh all year long. So let's start with first, mix up the activities. So rotate through different types of activities that will keep things interesting, not only for your students, but for yourself as well. If you notice that your students enjoy a specific activity, then by all means incorporate it as much as possible, but revisit them here and there, maybe even with a little twist each time, so that way it's not always the same. Think about seasonal or holiday themed activities that you can do within the classroom as well. Think about activities that could be more relevant and exciting for your students. For example, maybe if your class really loves playing Pictionary, you can do themed Pictionary days. So maybe you have a Halloween themed Pictionary day. Maybe it's a national holiday of all the silly holidays like an National Ice Cream Day. You can mix up the activities and figure out what do your students really love and enjoy. Ask your students what they want. Ask them what are their favorite activities, or do they have new ideas for activities that you can do in the classroom. Giving them a voice in choosing these activities makes them more invested in what's going on, which means to more engagement and more participation. Let them lead the class in the activity and see what they can come up with. That always saves us time as teacher and makes it more fun for them. You can even set goals or challenges for your activities. So think about what are some friendly competitions that you can come up with, or goals that your class can try to achieve. This could be related to the activity itself, or maybe something like, how many new words can we learn this week? Or what are some classroom goals that we are going to be working on? Anything that you can do to make those activities unique and more engaging for your students, the better. Definitely work on planning ahead. The more you can plan ahead, have a schedule of the activities you want to do, thinking about in advance, that helps you ensure you have a good variety and prevents any last minute stress. You can still be flexible, but having a basic plan will keep you on track. So there are some days where I'm just like, I just need the students to be calm this morning. And so I will switch my activity before they come in to a more calming activity. And then other days I'm pepped up and ready to go, and they're maybe a little lethargic. And so I gotta get them up and moving. So I'll switch it then as well. All kinds of different things that we can do. We have to be flexible at times, but having that plan kind of outlined, ready to go, does help a lot. There you have it. 10 quick activities that you can use in your morning meetings to boost engagement and have fun, while also giving you some tips about how to keep things fresh and exciting all year long. Use these tips and activities to keep your students engaged in morning meetings and help start the day with that energy and enthusiasm. So I'm curious, which activity are you excited to try? Or what ideas do you have for activities? We always can learn more from each other. Share down in the comments below what are activities that your students love, or what do you want to try out in your classroom. If you're looking for more ideas and information, check out the other videos in this series and more here on my YouTube channel. You can also check out my website, teachtravelread.com, for more information all about teaching. I even have a set of morning meeting slides already created and ready for use in the classroom. You can check all of these things out down in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on my latest videos and information from this channel. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I love this journey for you.